The Empire's program opened with a triumphant flourish of horns, synthesizers, and weird percussion that sounded disturbingly like bongos being strangled. "Citizens of the Greater Galactic Empire," boomed a voice equal parts oily and arrogant, "rejoice. Operation Sterile Blade was a spectacular success. The Earthling Medical Corps' attempt at humanitarian outreach has been effectively nullified. On screen, burning debris drifted across the black of space. Hospital ships, clean white hulls with unmistakable red crosses, split in two, victims dropping like discarded toys. The voice proceeded with dramatic glee. Their war hospitals were decimated, their nurses incinerated, even their cute rescue bots have been disassembled. Let it be known, compassion has no place in combat. The alien anchors, one with a bulbous head like a mauve turnip, the other with eyes like teacups, snickered as the footage looped again and again. One gazed toward the camera. Perhaps now Earthlings would understand. Mercy is for the victors. Back, on Earth, the quiet in the unified Earth Command war chamber was thick and brittle. World leaders, generals, and analysts stared at the gigantic hologram. No one moved. No one breathed until President Nathaniel Shaw, a former Navy SEAL with more scars than medals, gently exhaled. "They blew up medics," he whispered quietly. "Red Cross's kids, civilian nurses." An assistant bowed numbly. "Yes, sir. 3 ships. No survivors. It was a bloodbath." Shaw turned toward his Joint Chiefs. "When we were called to offer aid, we sent medics, not warriors. When we were requested to discuss peace, we sent interpreters, not spies. When they asked for mercy, we gave it. The room didn't respond. They didn't need to." Shaw looked down at the matte black panel embedded in the table before him. A little glass screen covered in dust read, "Blacksite Zulu, latched." Shaw placed his palm on the scanner. "Sir," a general barked, stepping forward. "That protocol is sealed for a reason." "I know exactly what I'm doing," Shaw hissed. "But those aren't troops, they're monsters. They don't serve Earth, they don't follow instructions. They were taken away for being too effective," Shaw interrupted. "And now we need effective." A hiss filled the chamber as antique locks released. Half the room flinched. Deep under Antarctica, a dormant building sprang to life. Floodlights buzzed to full brightness, creating lengthy shadows over frost-covered steel. Mechanical arms stirred. Cryogenic systems wailed. Electric sirens glowed red and gold. A recording crackled via the speakers. "Project Race, containment deactivated." Inside the first chamber, a form stirred in the frost. A man, big and broad, wrapped in ice crystals, clenched a fist and broke his cryo-shell like glass. His beard was thick, mottled with gray and gunmetal black. His eyes opened slowly like someone who'd never really needed rest in the first place. Mad Max Reynolds blinked once, twice, then grinned. The medical workers donned hazard suits, 3 of them. None dared remove the reinforced shackles as Max Reynolds sat upright on the side of the cryobed. His heartbeat was quiet, too calm. In fact, the biometric scanner gave up and started blinking, "Error." "You'll need this, sir," one medic offered, handing him a tattered duffel bag. Max opened it. Inside, a busted Walkman, a lighter, a boot knife, and a photo of a pug in a tank top. He took out the cassette player, hit rewind, then play. Bon Jovi's "Wanted Dead or Alive" filled the room. "Damn right," Max murmured, standing. "Sir, you've been frozen for 15 years and somehow you still haven't adjusted." "The coffee in this place," he answered. The medic backed up. "Do you understand your mission parameters?" Max glanced up, eyes cold. "They blew up medics. That means they started a conflict with the only people on Earth we all defend. Doesn't matter what conflict, doesn't matter the side. Doctors and nurses are holy." His tone switched from indolent to murderous. "Now open the next compartment." Dr. Lana Creek awoke with a deep, low yawn, then grabbed for the scalpel on the tray next to her cryopod before she was even fully conscious. "Reflex," she said, slashing through the air. "Where am I? How long?" 15 years, answered a stiff young officer. Earth's been unwilling to unseal your services. Let me guess, she muttered, rubbing her eyes. Someone did something stupid. The Galactic Empire assaulted a civilian medical relief fleet. Her expression changed. The playful malice disappeared, replaced by a stern, emotionless stare. Medics, she said. Yes. Children. Yes, ma'am, the officer replied, a little nervous. She rolled her shoulders. Her spine cracked like a thunderclap. Then I desire my satchel back, the black one with the saws. Ma'am, those are technically categorized as war crimes, the officer said. Creek grinned. Darling, that was last decade's conflict. She walked out of her pod, already jotting a list of tools. And give me a new cadaver. Ideally Empire, I need to warm up. The final pod took longer to open. It wasn't locked by command codes, it was shut out of dread. A voice hissed from the console. Warning, Subject Vasquez is considered unstable even by race standards. Do not engage, do not provoke, do not utter the term chainsaw within 5 feet. Naturally, the intern watching the screen whispered, Chainsaw. The pod exploded open. Sergeant Valeria Vasquez stepped out, fully dressed. No. Shirt just a bandolier, combat pants a smile, and 2 gigantic mechanized chain blades attached to her back. Her dog tags clinked when she walked, which was unusual because one was engraved with a Die Hard logo, and the other said, Property of nobody. She looked around. Who woke Mama up? The intern stammered something about a war. War, she said, cracking her neck. Sweet. I've been bored for years. She seized the chainsaws. The intern panicked. They said not to give you those. Too late, she grinned, revving one to life and letting out a booming laugh. Y'all brought me back and didn't stock up on one-liners? She shook her head. Unbelievable. The Wraith team assembled on the deck of Earth's stealth dreadnought, the USS Widowmaker, a hulking obsidian ship armed with stealth tech so powerful it had mistakenly veiled a moon once. Max paced the briefing room, eating roasted coffee beans, straight from a bag. Creek cleaned her scalpels with meticulous precision, scrutinizing every officer as if they were specimens. Vasquez polished her knives and whispered Bruce Willis quotations under her breath. A tense general cleared his throat. The target is a Galactic Empire logistics facility orbiting the Zycon cluster. It's weakly defended, but if they catch wind... You're coming, they won't, Max muttered. You brought back ghosts. Let's haunt. He raised a hand. Can I retain any specimens? No, the general answered instantly. Vasquez lifted a finger. Can I blow a hole in the station shaped like the United States? The general winced. No. Max raised both hands. Can we do our jobs our way? The general hesitated, then nodded. Fine, but do it quickly. The Empire is already weaving propaganda. We need a response. Max smiled, sluggish and shark-like. Oh, they're going to get one. In the vastness of space, the Empire logistics station spun calmly, unaware. Inside, a clerk changed a spreadsheet. We're expecting another supply of Earth medkits, he said, laughing. Hilarious small boxes. The gauze is coated in, what do they call it, foil. His subordinate snorted. Possibly to stop it from bleeding patriotism. Outside, the USS Widowmaker decloaked and launched Hell, a DIY EMP grenade constructed from a coffee pot, 3 microwave parts, and something Max nicknamed MacGyver juice. It shorted the station's systems in seconds. Creek equipped herself with a surgical team of drones, each one named after renowned philosophers. They carried bone saws and body bags. Vasquez entered through the trash chute. Why? Because it was unexpected, she yelled, bursting through a hatch and scaring an officer so badly he vaporized himself by accident. Max walked straight through the front entrance, carrying a 6-barreled weapon made from plumbing parts. He played, bad to the bone, from his cassette player as he shot. When the dust settled, 25 Empire officers were tied up, trembling, their uniforms saturated in glitter. Every screen on the station now looped footage of wrecked hospital ships captioned with Earth's message, "You harm our healers. Now you bleed." Creek walked up to the Empire quartermaster and held out a scalpel. "I'm here for answers," she said. "Cheerfully, hun, and potentially your kidneys." The creature fainted. Max lit a cigar. "That's one station down." Vasquez slung a chainsaw over her shoulder. "Let's go chisel some respect into the next one." The three went back toward their ship, leaving the station in pandemonium. Behind them, the Empire broadcast was interrupted again. This time, not by human diplomats or official rebuttals, but just a grainy video. Max Reynolds clutching a coffee cup constructed from an Empire helmet. "You messed with the doctors," he remarked calmly. "We're what occurs next." He smiled, then pulled up a familiar tape. The image switched to static. The stealth dreadnought USS Widowmaker hung in low orbit over the Zycon cluster like a harbinger of unstated consequences. Inside its enormous launch bay, the recently thawed beasts of Earth, criminals, stories, living psychic profiles, stood around a glowing mission table surrounded by technicians who glanced nervously. One spilled coffee away from exiting the room. Max Reynolds, still chewing dry coffee beans like they were breath mints, inclined, his head at the mission map unimpressed. "Supply hubs, outposts, weak sauce, these aren't even military targets.